Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Coen Bakker. I just flew in from Amsterdam. And today, just before we start lunch, we're going to dive into the topic of food waste as well. And I guarantee you, I will not take away your appetite. But every time when I speak on a conference somewhere, or we visit clients around the world, every time my wife says, Koen, you are flying. How is that possible? You work for a sustainable company. But then this number, yeah, we can see it. It's quite large. This number shows what it is. Of the total global CO2 emissions, 6% accounts to food waste. 6%. So all the food that you throw away in your hotel, 6%. If you look to flying, that's 1.9%. So if you want to do something as a hotel, if you really want to make an effort, look at your food waste. And I don't want to say that we have to fly more, because it's also not good. Okay, that was a big number. Let's crunch it. If you landfill 1 kilo of food waste, 1 kilo, that's a tiny box, it emits the same amount of CO2 as landfilling 25,000 bottles of plastic. 1 kilo food waste, 25,000 bottles of plastics. That again says you need to do something with your food waste. And there is another problem. So it's not only an environmental problem, it is also a financial problem. Food waste costs you a lot of money. It's the food that you purchase that you throw away. And, as we heard before, you are going to be held accountable for your footprint. And if you're not compliant to all the rules and regulations that are coming up, it's not only a reputational risk, but it's also a business risk. So, you can turn this problem into a real opportunity, because these solutions are out there. And we've talked a lot to hotel managers and to property owners, and they actually feel so overwhelmed by all the actions they need to take. They need to do this, they need to do that, they need to do that. And then they step into their kitchen, and they suddenly see all these piles of food waste being thrown away. And as you just saw, that's one of your biggest CO2 emitter. In the hotel industry, energy and food waste are your biggest CO2 emitters. So when you don't treat that well, it feels for them nothing makes sense to do. And also for your investors owning these hotels, they can actually see the value of their properties if these problems are not being treated. And, of course, we have the critical governments. More and more rules are coming into place, which is actually good for our kids. But you also have these guests booking their rooms on booking.com, or we see the corporate accounts looking at the CO2 emissions of your properties. So, if you're not going to do something, you are going to definitely lose your competitive edge, because other leaders will step into this. So if you do not do anything with your food waste, you are really left behind. So, why would you bring good waste to a landfill if there are really nutrients in that food waste? You can actually grow your gardens with it. So, welcome to the Waste Transformers. My name is Coen Bakker, and I represent a team of 18 people back in the Netherlands. And we are supporting businesses, not only the hospitality industry, to turn your food waste into electricity. It enables to co-power your hotel from within and to heat your swimming pool in winter. And it does not only make sense from an energy perspective, it's also a way to teach and inform your guests and make your employees aware of the problem that is there. So this is a waste transformer. It is an anaerobic digester. Tough word. What it means, in that tank there is no oxygen. In that tank we have bacteria. And what you do is your kitchen staff, they get the waste out of the kitchen, they bring it outside to the waste transformer, empty it in a shredder, shred it into tiny pieces. And then that food waste stays in the system for about 24 up to 40 days. But every day you feed it again. And every day the bacteria turn that into energy. Then, let's talk about fertilizer. We are here in a desert environment where there is hardly any water, where there is hardly any healthy soils. What we do with that fertilizer is we make it into a liquid organic fertilizer. And if Dubai municipality is in the room, that fertilizer can actually be used to fertilize the 90 parks that you want to develop in this area. Because within 10 years, this place will not be inhabitable anymore. It will be over 50 degrees. So that you make a fertilizer, a vehicle to create awareness around food waste, to create awareness around sustainability. And you bring that to the mass by actually having signs in your park, having signs at your pool, that your pool is heated on the energy from your own food waste, that the park is growing from the nutrients collected in strategic locations in this city and brought to these parks and the beautiful gardens that you have out there. So this is the outside. It is a decentralized module. So we work together with waste management companies as well, where they do it on a large scale, but actually they place these waste transformers in strategic locations where there is actually big amounts of food waste. And in that way, you have a clean food waste stream. A clean stream because there is no contamination in it, because you source it at the source. So, like other options on the market, there is no waste because you use everything. That fertilizer is too precious to flush down the drain. You need to use that. Secondly, we don't need any fossil energy because it's generating its own energy. So part of the energy is used by the system itself. The rest flows back into your hotel like solar panels on the roof. And it's also a very tangible and likable solution. We talk about food waste, dirty, nobody wants to talk about. But an example, this waste transformer co-powers the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam, the famous Ajax team. And last year, they had Goldplay. You probably are aware of the band and their music, but they're also a very sustainable band. And they want to have their world tour as sustainable as possible. They heard about the Johan Cruyff Arena operating this waste transformer. And they said, we want to make a film of this. And we want to share this with our 24 million followers on Instagram. Food waste, guys, food waste. How is that possible? So, we are here together with our partners from Sea Holding, Hatim and Nadine. They're sitting here in the front. And together with them, we are placing 2 of our large waste transformers at Sustainable City. And Sustainable City is one of the most sustainable neighborhoods in this area. And that food waste is extracted from that neighborhood, transformed inside a large waste transformer that processes up to 2,000 kilos of food waste per day. So you have multiple containers standing next to each other. And in this way, we do not only power with green energy, we also help the municipality to get green. So, it's a pity that we have to organize these conferences to make people aware of sustainability. But still, the knowledge is not there. We don't know how to do it. And we work together with these partners. And I invite the municipality of Dubai, Sustainability and Tourism, and the first green leader out here to have a conversation how we can make this strategic in Dubai and re-green this city. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coen. Thank you. Any questions for the waste transformers?
I cannot hear you, sorry. Can somebody help me?
Electrical power output that it can generate.
That depends on what you throw in. If you only throw in salads, it doesn't generate a lot. If you throw in the food waste, which is on the buffet, it transforms it into quite a lot of electricity. It will not cover your full energy bill because it's a waste solution, it's an energy solution, it's an awareness creation, it's a carbon credit solution, and it's a fertilizer solution. But we can dive into the numbers. I have them on my tablet. Can he has a mic? I really cannot understand it.
Narayanan, yes, you have to come a bit forward.
Let's take Dubai for instance. You have got 150,000 rooms here. Let's say that we collect all the waste from all of the hotels and then you put this unit. What's the output that you can generate from this? 150,000 rooms. Let's take 100 or 200 kilos of the food waste that comes from each and every hotel. So that's a huge mass that comes out of the 825 hotels in the city. So let's say that you put a plant here which converts the entire waste of the city into energy. So what's the kilowatt that it can generate over a period of 10, 12 hours of operation.
I did not totally get what you said, but what I extract from it is how is it possible to process all the food waste from all the hotels in Dubai?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this module exists next to a centralized module where you have, for example, Tetware, also processing the food waste streams. So you have a module where you have strategic waste transformers in locations where there is a lot of food waste, where you have that clean waste stream. But as Anas was saying, that waste is contaminated. And when it's contaminated with wet stuff, you need to incinerate it or you need to landfill it. So these waste management companies are helped when that food waste is extracted at the source and not being mixed with your plastic, paper and other stuff. And by the way, food waste is very easy to recognize. Sometimes you have these papers filled with plastics and people don't understand, do I need to throw it in a plastic bin or in a paper bin? What is it? And it's being landfilled or incinerated. And if you want to incinerate food waste, doesn't make any sense. It's water. Who's going to burn water?
Yeah, but see, what if you have a decentralized unit which can fit into the hotels, which can convert that, which is fine. But when you talk about a city where you have got so much of if the hotel is not able to put a machine in their property because of space restrictions or whatever, can we think of something which can convert the city waste and then you generate green energy from it?
What we can do here is, Narayanan, maybe we can take the questions at your desk or at the Waste Transformers desk, because we're just running a bit behind schedule.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so yeah, you can still talk and let us know what it is. So this was the last session for the solution providers. I'm sure everybody is very, very hungry. So thank you very much. We've got